breakfast, the most important meal of the day, especially when it comes to adding more muscle size. Why is breakfast the most important meal of the day? Well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day because basically you were catabolic or in a non-muscle building state for 6 to 8 to 10 hours while you were sleeping. Your body wasn't getting any nutrients in. So your body says, hey, during this time, my main goal is to keep you alive. I don't care about muscle building. So I'm going to break down everything. I'm going to break down muscle. I'm going to break down fat to fuel your body while you sleep. So now as soon as you get up, you are primed for growth because we are going to stop that muscle breakdown process and immediately start the muscle building process. So what you eat in the morning is very, very important to adding size. But there are certain things that we have to look at before we just talk about, okay, you got to have this for breakfast, right? So first and foremost, if you're looking to add muscle size, we first have to ensure that you're in what's known as a calorie surplus, meaning that you're eating above maintenance level of calories. So if you need 2,000 calories a day to maintain your weight, let's just say that's a number for simple math, you have to be eating above that level to put on any muscle because your body is not going to build new muscle tissue in a calorie deficit or eating below that maintenance level. So a good rule of thumb, and again, I don't know who's listening to this on the other end of this, right? But a good rule of thumb when it comes to how many calories you should be consuming to put on muscle, we're going to give you a little bit of a range here. Simple calculation. You're going to take your body weight and you're going to multiply it by 16, and you're going to get more of a lean gain muscle calorie level that you should be consuming, okay? That's the first one. Second one, you're going to do body weight times 18, and that's going to give you a moderate weight gain. And then if you're looking for an extreme weight gain, you're going to do a body weight times 20, and that'll give you a good amount of calories to start with. So like I said, you have to be in a calorie surplus. These will tell you exactly how many calories you need and you should be in to build more muscle. All right. Second thing we got to look at, timing. How long after you wake up should you have breakfast? Well, based on what I said in the beginning of this video, I'm going to say immediately, because the faster you get those nutrients into your muscle cells, into your system, the faster your body's going to stop breaking down tissue and we're going to start the rebuild process again. So I'm talking immediately. You want some type of quick form protein immediately after getting up. I mentioned this in other videos, but your goal is to basically stimulate muscle protein synthesis or the rebuilding of new muscle tissue every 3 to 5 hours in your body. So the longer you miss those windows, the less likely you're going to gain as much muscle as you can, as your body's going to deposit as much muscle as it's going to when you hit those points. When you don't hit those points, you're actually missing windows. Remember, your body can't store protein. So when your body doesn't store protein, you have no choice but to fuel in those intervals. So every 3 to 5 hours, you need to fuel the muscle building process. Protein, 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 protein. You have to do that. If you miss those windows or you prolong those windows, you can't get those windows back. It's not like when you eat carbs. When you eat carbohydrates, you have a certain tolerance level, like let's just say it's 200 grams and all your glycogen levels are filled for the day. Let's just say, right? You go over that, you gain fat. You go under that, you get depleted. Let's just say that it was just that simple. But your body has a mechanism to store it. Your body can't store protein the same way. So it breaks down muscle tissue or it doesn't break down muscle tissue because protein's in the bloodstream. So when we're talking about adding size, breakfast, most important meal of the day because we're stopping that breakdown, okay? So immediately, you got to have some type of protein. Now, let's talk about the protein. How much protein should you have for breakfast? Well, again, like I said, the main goal is a fast digesting protein immediately upon waking up to stop that breakdown process. So a good range, and again, I'm not really sure 100% who's on the other side of this listening to this, but a good range is anywhere between 30 and 60 grams of protein immediately upon waking up to begin that muscle building process. So and you want a quick digesting form of protein. So this way, it kind of gets into your system a little bit faster, protein wise. Now, let's talk the other thing here. Are you training? Do you train first thing in the morning? Well, breakfast is going to be a little bit different for you then. If you're not training, it's going to be a little bit different. So let me explain. If you're training in the morning, you want to keep the fat as low as possible because you want to give your body the building blocks for muscle and to fuel your training. What's going to fuel your training is carbohydrates and protein. Now we have to keep fat as minimal as possible in your pre-workout meal because we want those nutrients to get into our system rapidly. Now, when you have a meal that's higher in fat, over 10 grams of fat in a meal, that digestion is going to get slowed down. And those nutrients are going to take longer to leave your stomach and get into your bloodstream. We don't want that if you're training right away. We want to give your body the carbohydrates and protein it needs right away. So when we do that, we want to try to keep our fat as low as possible. If you're not training, then you could have some fat in there and kind of slow that digestion down. Then it really doesn't matter at that point. But the main thing is you want to make sure that if you're training, you want to make sure you're keeping the fat low so you get those nutrients in quickly. So now let's give you some examples of some breakfast foods or good breakfast meals for muscle building. First one, 2 scoops of protein with, I like a serving of cereal. I actually put the cereal inside the shaker cup. I know it probably sounds disgusting to some of you, but you just put it in there and you kind of drink it. And you kind of get like, the cereal is kind of in your mouth. I'm always on the go in the morning. I have kids. I have to get them ready and get them out. And it's a lot. My morning routine is like hectic. So I can't sit down and actually eat breakfast. So I just put the cereal in the shake. Like I mix the shake first and I take the top off. I sprinkle in a serving or 2 of cereal and then shake it and just go down the hatch, and that's it. I don't have to think about it. That's what I do. You don't have to do it. You can literally have a bowl of cereal, pour the protein over the cereal. That's one good option. You could always do protein with a banana or, protein with an apple, something like that. Again, quick, easy sources of protein, really fast digesting. And this is pre-workout. Again, a good time because those are quick carbohydrates, quick protein. They'll get into the system right away. So obviously a good meal. You could do something like chicken and rice if you wanted for breakfast. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Something like that. Egg whites and rice or egg whites and toast. You could do something like that. You could do like a Greek yogurt and again, something quick. So like Greek yogurt and cereal or a bagel and Greek yogurt, whatever fits in your calorie limit. But again, quick source of protein. Now, if you're not having a pre-workout meal for breakfast, then you can have kind of whatever you want in that case where you just want to get that protein in right away. So I would typically do like a scoop of protein. So I'd cut my protein in half kind of, and I would do like a scoop of protein immediately upon waking up. And then have like eggs and whatever, like whole eggs and bread or something like that, you kind of split that meal so you get the protein in right away. And then like 10, 15 minutes later, you're having the other meal and, you'll be good to go. So those are great breakfast examples. And hopefully this video helped you. And because you made it this far into the video, I have a free gift for you. I have a free 6-week training program that I want to give you. No strings attached. It'll help you put on more muscle. All you got to do, click that link below and you'll get that program. This was Anthony, AB Fitness, and I'll catch you on the next one.